What's up, guys? In today's video, it's going to be something a little bit different. This video is going to be a little controversial. It's not going to be an altcoin video. It's not going to be talking about different narratives in crypto. Instead, it's going to be a reflection video on what's going on with crypto Twitter and on YouTube. And it's going to be about these influencers, and it's not what you think. I want you guys to be careful out there. This is the whole reason why I made my channel. I was constantly getting pumped and dumped on by several of these influencers, and I kind of want to shed a little bit of light on it because I'm seeing a lot of people who are also out there falling prey for these different scams. I don't really know how else to do this. I'm going to give some examples and show you what's going on. This isn't meant to point fingers. I just want you guys to realize what's out there in this quote unquote free alpha that you get. It's not free. You are paying for it by participating in a PvP environment where other people are winning against you, and the Twitter influencer or that YouTube influencer is basically the house. They always win. They're getting in first, and any and everyone else coming in is getting in after them. So let me just go ahead and give you guys some examples, and you guys do with it what you will. The first one is from Mando CT, ex-maximalist, whatever. This guy has over 100,000 followers on Twitter. This is when he was pumping Bob. Basically, it starts like this. Hey, I just bought 71 million Bob on MEXC. Please help me. Got more Bob. Whatever. I added more. So basically, he's got like $40,000 in the Bob token. Now, he's going to be like, all right, I got a bunch of Bob, and now I'm going to go ahead and set expectations for my followers so they know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and tell them, hey, I'm happy for a 2 to 3x, and let's go ahead and set these expectations. Let's see where it goes, as I would be happy for a 2 to 3x. Okay, great. So I'm reading this and I'm thinking, all right, well, he's looking for a 2 to 3x. If it's trading at 10 cents, his take profit points are going to be around 20 to 30 cents. So awesome. I got that in mind. So now at this point, it's been a couple of hours. He made his purchases, and let's go ahead and tell the followers to hodl. It's time to hodl. Like, let's hodl this thing. I think it's going to do well. And let's go ahead and add some more juice to this. I'm already up 6K on my play. This is awesome. Dude, I literally made this in 3 hours, and you should too. I can't believe you're fading this, is basically what this reads. And then another hour later, hey, I just sold 90% of my Bob and made $9,700. I'm still holding $4,500 worth of Bob as a moon bag, but hey, I just pumped this coin. I made a profit. I dumped on you. So, sorry guys, but it could go a lot higher, but meme season won't last forever. Dude, you literally just told me to hodl. Like, hold on for dear life 2 hours ago or an hour ago. And you gave me profit expectations of a 2 to 3x. It hasn't even gone up 40%, and you already sold on me. What the snap? Now, this guy has 100,000 followers. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, 100,000 followers doesn't translate into anything. Let me go ahead and give you an example of a Debank Wallet. This is DeFi Maestro. This guy, he does a public trading wallet, and kudos to him for doing that, at least. Even though his tweets may be delayed or whatever, people can at least see in the public wallet what he is actually doing. Now, that doesn't falsify the fact that he may have another wallet that's counter trading in another one, but at least there's somewhat of transparency out there. This guy has 42,000 followers. Now, that may not seem like much. Let's go and take a look at his Debank Wallet. This is his Debank Wallet. Now, some of the funds that are currently over sent to Binance and whatever. As you can see here, he had a deposit to Binance back on May 3rd. So, yeah, that was about a month ago. And you can probably check his Twitter profile to see what his holdings are, or at least what he claims. We don't know. It's just going by trust. But this guy has over 100 million $100 million in his total value of followers. How many followers did he have? He has only 42,000 followers. This basically what this translates into is that he's got a lot of whale followers. So these whale followers, if he talks about a coin, it's going to pump. Why is it going to pump? Well, because if any incremental percentage goes into any of these tokens, especially if they're an illiquid meme coin or a low market cap coin, it's going to cause it to pump. Here's an example of one of them. This is Radiant Finance. The total market cap of Radiant Finance is 79 million. Now, this is not the true market cap. Why? Because Radiant Finance is a DeFi protocol to where you deposit and lock different tokens. And when these tokens are locked, they're theoretically off the market and there isn't really as much liquidity there. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. If you go to RDNT, if you go to the Radiant token and look at one of the deepest pools that it has, you can see here there is a pool on Balancer. It has $41 million in liquidity. Now, yes, that is deeper liquidity than most, but it has $41 million in liquidity out of a $79 million market cap. But that liquidity is not what it always may seem to be. Why is that? Well, it may seem like it has $41 million in liquidity, but if you go to this Balancer pool, you can tell that it's actually not a 50-50 pool. So 80% of those tokens are made up of the Radiant token and 20% is made up in ETH. So let me go ahead and show you guys an example. As you can see here, it's Radiant ETH, whatever. It has $42 million in the pool. But most of that is Radiant. So what does this mean? Well, if you try to make a swap, it's not going to happen. As you can see here, there's $8 million in ETH liquidity. So there's going to be a lot of slippage if you try to swap out of this. And this is also a similar experience to a lot of these illiquid coins. So let me show you guys what I talk about with ETH and RDNT. So let's say I had, I don't know, a lot of Radiant. Let's just say I had $2 million worth. As you can see here, if I wanted to swap out of this, look how much slippage that is. Instead of getting actually $3 million worth, instead of getting $3 million, I'm going to get $2.4 million worth of ETH in this swap. So basically the slippage on this is going to be about 20%. TLDR is that it's an illiquid token that can easily pump, because this goes the opposite way as well. If I wanted to buy a bunch of Radiant with ETH, it's also going to have slippage, but instead to the upside. So this is just something to keep in mind. Now, I'm not pointing any fingers on DeFi Maestro, but I just want to share this information so you guys can see this. Let's go and give another example of this. This is for the Ben coin. Now, this was on May 23rd when everyone was like, Ben's going to the moon, it's bullish. You probably saw all these different Twitter influencers who are like, hey, look, this is the next best thing. This is awesome. Well, this is around May 22nd, May 23rd timeframe. If you take a look at this tweet on Ben, hey, it's to let you guys know you will see some address movements with our coins. We are doing some small amount of OTC deals with strategic partners who will help us push this coin, who have agreements not to sell for 6 months. They have agreements. So basically this is like, hey, I'm going to shake your hand. I'm not going to sell it, but when you send me the coin and then I get the coin in custody, hey, we just had a handshake agreement and I was crossing my fingers behind the back, so it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and sell on you. So basically the TLDR is like, hey, we're having OTC deals. So what these influencers do, their partnerships that they have, this is around the 23rd, they pump it. It gets pumped. And you can see here it did a 2.5, about a 2.5x. And people are happy. This is awesome. But the OTC deals, the money runs out, it catches up, the influencers now start to dump. And now you're starting to see this cyclical downtrend of, well, hey, you get what you pay for. You paid for influencers to pump it, and they're going to dump it, especially off a handshake agreement not to sell for 6 months. Remember, we're not selling for 6 months, right? Oh, wait, it was a hand. Oh, I crossed my fingers, buddy. Sorry, I meant 6 seconds. And as you can see here, in a matter of 2 days, it dumps off a cliff. So now let's give you another example on Wrecked Food Farmer. Now, Again, I'm not trying to spread any shame. He's actually public with this on his Debank wallet, so you can actually see exactly what is happening. But he makes the tweets after the fact. So if you aren't even looking at this, you really don't even pay attention to this. I just want to share this information with you guys. There are thousands, like 99.9999999% of these Twitter influencers and YouTube influencers, they don't care. They're here to pump and dump on you and then call it free alpha after they make a bunch of X's. Why is it free? Because they're banking off of your buck. Here's an example on AGI. This is a big play on LSDs and only at a $4.5 million market cap. It's still undervalued with $100 million in TVL. This is on April 14th. So if you go in his Debank wallet, this is on April 14th. Minus 2 ETH plus yada yada yada. He did this at 11:40 or 10:40 a.m. So he bought in the morning. When did the tweet come out? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet and see when it came out. The tweet came out shortly after he bought the coin. Well, actually later that day, so it wasn't shortly after. 8:57 p.m. This is after he made the buy. Now, 8:57 p.m. on the 14th, I'm thinking, dude, this guy is telling me this is a big play on LSDs. It's only a $4.5 million market cap, and it's undervalued. I'm going to buy this. Like, what? Dude, it's $4.5 million. It's undervalued. I think it's going to go long. Well, the next day he ends up selling at a half an ETH profit. I mean, good for him for making a profit, but it's basically profiting off of others and your Twitter followers. And you can see here the total value of followers he has is about $6.7 million just for this wallet. And I'm sure he has others on other wallets. I remember this guy was a huge whale back in the early days of DeFi summer. Now, this is just on this public wallet. He could have a hidden wallet. Same thing with DeFi Maestro. I don't know. I'm just explaining to you guys what's going on out there. He does have a couple of other quote-unquote low-cap gems that he shills and posts in here. And there's like, they're all under 20 million in market cap. I've purchased and own all of these protocols. At least he is disclosing it. But just something you guys need to realize is just because you see it on Twitter, they already have their bag packed and they're ready to dump whenever. Don't think these guys are going to hold and dump through, and it's foolish to think that. And it's foolish of them to hold the token and just bag hold through it. They have what they're trying to do in mind, which is pump a token and take profits. That's what they're doing. Just don't fall prey to it and be careful with it. Now, there is another pretty popular coin a lot of you probably heard about in the meme coin pumpage. This thing has got really low liquidity and it's an extremely low market cap, but it's now trading like over 90% off of what it was, which is basically ultimate wreckage. And that's what you get with a meme coin. Now, this was from Wrecked Food Farmer. He actually sent me in the DMs, how do I get you eating the pork, sir? And I was just kind of like messing around, like LOL, I like chicken, I don't know, whatever. And then I was asking if he liked lock positions. This was just like a velo position I was looking to sell. So basically he then proceeds to say, hey, look, this is pork, this is what it is. And then I was like, need a good DeFi flywheel. Does pork have taxes? Just kind of like chatting back and forth. And then I was kind of like, the biggest concern I have is with token distribution. And then we go into all the taxes, yada, yada, yada. It just wasn't vibing with me. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not interested. It's just not vibing with me for some reason. It feels fishy and I hope it does well. So I guess he wanted to keep engaging. So I wanted to see, so I explained, I was like, hey, look, I want to see more of these tokens distributed. Because you can see most of the supply is just held in one wallet, about 66%, 15%, yada, yada, yada. So it was pretty centralized to me. And he was like, the treasury plus team is 2 wallets, and the treasury already has plans for distribution. So then I was like, okay, fine. Any deets on where this pork is going from the treasury? Because I opened up the wallet address and I was like, hey, look, there's a bunch of pork that's being sent out and sent to random places. You can see your $24,000 just going out, $1,200, and there was a couple of other transactions. That was just a screenshot that I sent to him. Then he's like, one, we're burning it. 2, we're giving OTC deals to add to LP. Remember what OTC deals means. Just be careful with that. Anyways, the whole reason why I'm going into this example and sharing with you guys this information is that people see that I have a following and they see I have a group of people that watch me. As you can see here, I currently have over 17,000 followers on Twitter, and thank you guys. I appreciate that and I'm honored by that. But when you do have a lot of followers, you do have to take on this different responsibility. So this is just something to understand. But again, guys, this video was not made to point any fingers or say shame anyone or say anyone's bad. In fact, they all have their own place as influencers and sharing information on there. I'm just telling you, the best thing to do is if you see a coin being pumped on Twitter and people talking about it, don't fall prey for the scam or don't fall prey to being dumped on. Save it on CoinGecko, come back in a week, 2 weeks, and you will thank yourself later. People are going to pump and dump these coins. It's just the nature of the beast. And if you ever see something that says free alpha, it's not free. You're the one paying them by pumping their bags. They're selling on you and they're profiting from it. That's just how it rolls. That's how this industry is. And it's not just the crypto industry. This even happens in the stock markets as well. You can take a look and go on like Wall Street Bets and go any. It's just how it is. If you aren't the house and you don't know and have the quote unquote alpha or producing the alpha, you're just being dumped on. It's a PvP environment. So be careful with that. And also remember, the influencers leverage the success that you give them and bring them more success. How do they do this? Well, let's say they make a call and it goes from $10 to $100 and they're like, hey bro, you could have made a 10x, yada yada yada, follow me for free alpha. Well, more people follow, they get more followers, and then when they get more followers, they also have more people watching them, and then they're like, hey look, all I gotta do is make a tweet, I got 100,000 followers, and then I just dump on them, and then rinse and repeat. Because when they are making that tweet, it goes up. It keeps going up. They can pump and talk about more coins. That's just the nature of the beast and how it rolls. Anyways, guys, sorry to get on and talk about this type of information. It's really not too productive. But I just want to share with you guys what's going on out there. And I just want you guys to be careful and at least take productive measures so you guys don't end up being dumped on. I really didn't want to make this video at all, because it's going to be seen as finger pointing, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. In fact, sometimes when I post out a tweet, it causes the coin to pump. I'm not trying to pump any coins. I just want to share this information just so there is some transparency out there, and so you guys can understand and see what's going on. There are a lot of things that I didn't realize I would see on the back end. This mainly came out of my following growing. This is on YouTube and Twitter. And my goal with the channel is to always be honest and transparent and share with you guys the information that is actually there, and always try to be as open and transparent as I can. Just period. I'm an open book. There's really not an easy way to do this. So I'm just going to go into the video and share this information with you. Let me go ahead and give you another example. This is Raft. This is a token that I think is pretty interesting. I think it will do something. But I look back and I'm like, okay, why is everyone talking about Raft? Like, what's the stick with this? What's the deal? What's going on with this? Why is this so special? I actually like what they're doing, but it's following off the LBR hype. If you guys don't remember LBR, just go on Twitter. A bunch of people were tweeting about it and pumping it. And then they were claiming fame like, hey, if you followed me, you could have got this coin at like 5 cents or 18 cents and then been holding it to like $4.35. Well, there's like some pump action going on this on the way. So let's go and do a quick search on Raft on crypto Twitter. As you can see here, there are a lot of people already pumping and talking about Raft and the new coin. This is the next thing. And they're basically pumping out these different threads. You can scroll through, just simply do Raft_Fi on Twitter, and you'll get a bunch of different threads and random posts and random tweets all about Raft. Like, hey dude, it's the next best thing. It's the next best LBR. So it's like, what is going on? Why is everyone talking about Raft? Well, if you go and look into the Raft grants, these are some open grants that they have. High priority, this community, yada, yada, yada. We're launching the Raft Community and Content Grant to reward and encourage content creation and distribution. There's nothing wrong with this. Like, that's fine for a project to market and talk about its protocol. And this is how it's getting word out there. Now, the token isn't even tradable right now, but if you take a look at it, the compensation each month, a pool of R tokens will be allocated to this grant. Compensation can be paid in R or temp token, whichever you prefer. So basically, people are going to be getting paid for different submissions, and a bunch of people who are trying to get into that pool of tokens will be posting threads, tweets, and whatever. Some of these could be paid, some of them may not be paid. There's no disclosure out there. I mean, it would be nice to say, hey, look, I'm posting this in order to try to get into this community and content creation little thing. But this is just one of those things you got to be aware of. If someone is making a Twitter thread, try to understand why they are making it. They're either making it for their bags or they're making it for, well, because they're trying to get paid doing it with content creation. Now, every time I make a paid thread, I always say, hey, this is in partnership with da da da. Now, the most recent thread that I made was USD5. This was a paid thread, and they paid me for it, of course, and I explained, and I was like, hey, look, this is in partnership with USD5. I'll show you guys the tweet. And as you can see here, they retweeted it, whatever, link below. Here's my tweet, and we'll scroll through. DeFi's handicap, yada, 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 put together a Twitter thread. And at the end of the thread, I said, written in partnership with @stable USD5. If I post something on Twitter or YouTube, just understand it's something that I'm bullish on and something that I like. Now, there are some projects that I just talk about because they're interesting and just giving like a tokenomics rundown and a breakdown that like I may have missed the train, missed the hype. But hey, look, this is cool. Take a look at it. Or like, for example, Aave and seeing how to use DeFi, yada, yada, yada. But understand, like, if I'm talking about a project, it's because it's something I'm bullish on and something that I like. But I'm not going out there to buy it and dump it on you. And anytime you're trading in any of these coins or playing with any of them, I'm always very open about getting your principal back and letting the moon bag ride if you want to continue to ride it. You can't go wrong with it. So don't FOMO. This was just for meme coins. This goes for any coins. Don't FOMO. Don't marry the bags. Set take profit points before it gigapumps. Trust me, it's tempting to squeeze out the last penny. Always keep a moon bag. Don't overinvest. Have fun. And then, of course, repeat. If you guys found this content valuable, if you can drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you guys think of this video. My goal is to share information about the crypto space so you guys can learn about it. My goal is not to pump and dump coins because I've seen what happened, especially what had happened to me. Anyways, guys, next video is not going to be like this. I just wanted to share the information out there. Let's hit you guys with that wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 11, verses 10. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Be good, be righteous. If you guys want to support the channel, and if you guys want to join the exclusive Discord group, there's a link in the description below. It is the Patreon link. You can kill two birds with one stone. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next one.